Okay, well, it looks like Order can't make it tonight due to his wife being very sick and not well, so she's in bed. So I send my well wishes to Natalie and hope that she is feeling a lot better very soon. Well, I was actually thinking about having like a very short time online tonight, to be honest with you, because I'm actually, I don't know whether you can tell, I'm actually feeling quite exhausted. But I thought for something completely different, we would discuss serial killers and their soul. Now, obviously, you don't know what's going to happen in any live stream, what's going to come through, or what's not going to come through. I'll just say hi to Albert, hi to Order, Caroline. Hope you're all well. And so as you can see, unfortunately, Order can't be on tonight. He's got to look after his wife, which is number one. That is number one. Family comes first. And tomorrow, maybe this is why I'm tired. Maybe I'm just like working my way up into being tired, because tomorrow I'm donating my blood to the blood bank. So I'm doing my good deed. I don't know what came over me. It was like, I've got to do this. And so, and they don't provide you with orange juice anymore. You've got to take your own. How lousy is that? But anyway, it's all in the name of, you know, saving people, saving lives, and hopefully someone's going to make good use of my blood, because I've got that rare type, the Rho negative, which is said to be the type that the majority of abductees and stuff like that. So to start off with, I'm going to actually go through what have we got here? Oh, Swapnil, hi, how are you? So you're going to have to bear with me, because what I'm going to do now is sort of go off the screen. Oh, well, not technically off the screen, but I'm going to go off the chat, so I won't be able to see the chat. And hang on, unless I can do it this way. Bear with me. I'll pop the chat out. Pop out. Okay. And put that over here. Doing good, Karen. Very technically minded today. Very proud of myself. So hi, Liz, Fallen Angel, Caroline, Albert. Who else have I got here? Swapnel. So I'll get around to giving shout outs and everything later. I do hope that we get some more people joining. But as you can see from the title, what happens with serial killers and their souls. And there was one time, I don't know whether you actually saw that video I put up, just I was having one of those moments where I was testing out the spirit box, and just for the hell of it said, you know, what happens to the terrorists? And I said, what was it? Do they suffer? And this spirit comes through saying, I'd call it that. So, yes, I would take that as being, yes, they suffer, because I was wondering if they get their 50 virgins, not versions, probably versions as well. But, yeah, so, yeah, well, they said the fire's good. The way it was just perfect. Whether it was pareidolia, who knows? But I mean, with the spirit box, you can never tell. It's just too precise, in my opinion, for it to be just coincidence in many occasions. But I'm fascinated with the spirit box, that the fact that they can use it. And I don't know whether you saw the snippet of a live stream where this woman's mother came through. I mean, almost immediately, and that was like There was no jump cut. I mean, you can't jump cut in a live stream anyway. And this woman had said she wanted to know, what was her name? Maddie or something. She wanted to know if her mother had passed over okay, and her mother had passed away earlier last month. I think by recollection she said the 7th. So because it was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, I thought, well, you know, I didn't feel her mother around me, and I was honest with her. I said, I don't feel her around me, but let's try the spirit box, because with the spirit box, as you know, they don't have to be around you. They can be in any type of existence, any plane out there, any spiritual plane, for them to contact through the spirit box. And that's what I've been told by spirit. They don't have to be around me. They can be, you know, in another place altogether. They can actually be with the person who is in another place altogether. So the fact that they are able to manipulate it at such a distance is terrific. It really is. It left me lost for words. But straight away, as soon as I said, "Can you say your name?" this woman says, "Margaret," clear as day. And I heard it, and I said, "Tell me if you hear you know, her name," because I thought, I wonder if that's her name, because it was just so remarkable. And she wrote, "I heard Margaret." And I said, "So is that her name?" And she said, "Yes, that is her name." So how bloody terrific is it when you've got a spirit who instantaneously comes through, says their name as a validation, starts rambling about things. And the funny thing is, she made mention of a guest house, and they said they didn't understand the mention of a guest house. Well, we've got a guest house down near the water, and so obviously, you know, you think they're saying tear it down because you're not using it. I wonder. I mean, it's all right. But anyway, so tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about serial killers. And I'm not morbid. I don't have a fascination or a, you know, the secret fetish of serial killers. But, you know, we often want to know what goes through their mind. Why do they do these things? Is it a chemical imbalance? You know, things like that. You know, many of them, surprisingly, are very intelligent people. Maybe it's because they're too intelligent that they are just sick. But just a few that I'm going to go through. And what I'm also going to do is the spirit box, because, you know, as it's been proven time and time again, the spirit box can actually have, what's that? Whenever I hear of a child called Maddie, I think of Maddie McCann. Okay. Well, no, this wasn't a child called Maddie. This was a lady whose name was Maddie. I think it was Maddie. Don't quote me on that. You'll have to see the video anyway. And she wanted to know if her mother had crossed over, because she was concerned. So no child. Don't read into it. But I do know what you mean. I've got a few ideas about little Maddie McCain, but that's for another show, if you want to call it a show. So going back to tonight's topic, because I want to try and keep on track as much as I can in regards of the serial killers and so on. If there are ones that are on the other side, they can stay there. But let's see later if the spirit box might be able to reveal something. Now, I don't say yes, it's going to, because I don't know. And you can't preempt these things. They're just what they are. So let's have a look at some of them. The first one, we all know about the Zodiac Killer. This person, he created this name by making these letters, and they were sent to the Bay Area press He left, it was sort of like to be decoded, if you want to put it that way. And out of the 4 that he sent, only 1 was definitely solved. So this killer operated in California in the late 1960s and early 70s. His last letter said, let me just bring up what it said. Okay, his last letter said me -37 and SF, that's S for Sam, Sierra, F for Fred, P for Papa, D for Delta, San Francisco Police Department -0. And he claimed to have killed 37 victims. So that's the me 37. But the newspapers confirmed only 7. So the case file is still open. They did a identikit drawing at the time. It's since been updated with today's technology. This guy, I get a feeling like he's gone completely dead, well and truly dead. And I feel around this person that he actually met with foul play. I get this feeling like this person had attempted to attack someone or kill somebody. And it was so weird because I was asking Spirit earlier about it, and they just kept giving me this feeling of like pressure on the side of my head. And I don't know, like at the time, I didn't know whether I was getting that as that was what they did to somebody or that was what they had done to them. And then I said, are they still alive? Spirit said no. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm not testing Spirit, but I want to see what comes through the Spirit box. Is that person on the other side, are they really, you know, are they ready to communicate? So this might be something that can come through the Spirit box. Who knows? So excuse me while I just wipe my nose. Bear with me. Sorry. At least I did it off camera. Anyway, the next one, Hitchhiker's Killer, a name of Donald Henry Gaskins. Oh, he looks like a little guy, a little charmer. He claimed to have killed between 80 and 90 people by torturing and mutilating them. Sounds like, you know, wonderful date to go on. He started killing in 1969, and he was picking up hitchhikers, and they seem to be like on the highways, like coastal highways, that type of thing. And I believe that to be South America. He was associated with 2 men. They confessed to the police. He was actually sentenced to death, and that later turned to be a life imprisonment without any parole. But you know what it is with these things. You know, like they say life, and then they're out on good behavior. So who knows? He actually, it was trying to look up some of my notes here. He added another murder to his name, became the only man to have ever killed an inmate on death row. Sorry. The guy was dying anyway, so he took him out. Kind of. Now, we've heard of the human Dracula. This is a guy from, who is it? Otaku, the Otaku murderer. This guy was called the human Dracula because he basically abducted little girls. He killed them and he indulged in these activities, you know, obviously sexual, but this was done with their dead body, their deceased body. And he drank their blood, and he also ate their hands as well. Now, I don't know whether he only did this with one of his, one of the ones that he killed, but, you know, just the thought of it is disgusting. He basically preserved parts of their bodies as trophies, and he also sent postcards to the families. I mean, how demented can you actually get? His father actually committed suicide, and he was hanged in 2008. He was 45 years old when he was hung. His name was Miyazaki. So, real charming guy. Okay, we've all heard of Ted Bundy. What was interesting about Ted Bundy was he was a good-looking guy, and obviously, you know, looks. Many women foolishly go for looks. I personally don't, obviously, from my choices, but but looks aren't, you know, maybe I was like subconsciously thinking if they're not good looking, they're not going to kill me. No, seriously though. But he was actually quite good looking, and it's really twisted when you think that a guy with looks who could get anybody, he got people all right. But he was incredibly sadistic, very, very sadistic. He was an American serial killer. He kidnapped, he raped, he had performed necrophilia. He operated in many states in the US, and he also confessed to killing 30 women. He also revisited crime scenes, which is very typical of people who, I mean, like even people who set bushfires and everything. No, I wouldn't go out with a creepy guy. But then define creepy. They could say I'm creepy because of the fact that I talk to dead people. I mean, you can't get any more creepier than that. So he basically, now get this, Ted Bundy, and I don't know whether any of you know this, but he indulged in sexual acts. This is a necrophilia with the corpses, and he decapitated 12 of his victims and kept their heads as trophies in his apartment. He was 42. He died at the electric chair in 1989, and his own defense attorney said Ted was a very definition of heartless evil. He was soulless. It was like he was just an empty, horrible man. So, yeah, a real lady killer. Jack the Ripper. He was also known as the Whitechapel murderer, as we all know. He was actually quite tall. I used to have this, you know, like when I would watch movies when I was a kid of Jack the Ripper. I don't know whether you remember those old black and white ones. They sort of glorified him when you think about it. You know, like it was like, you know, in those movies, he was taking out prostitutes, basically taking them literally out and slicing them up from the pubic bone all the way up. And I mean, why? The idea of that was, you know, was this to release the, you know, from the evil that they did in his eyes. He obviously had an issue with women, and I believe that Jack the Ripper may had a problem with his own mother. Don't quote me. This is just my feelings. Just as I feel that name and I'm connecting with that name, Jack the Ripper, I just get these images of a person who is very shallow, disconnected, had issues with their mother, may have been quite angry at their mother, and I feel something to do with their mother not being with the father, and he may have been like from a one-parent family. I don't know whether anything has been written about this, but these are the kind of feelings that I get from this person. There's obviously some type of deep-rooted problem that goes way back for him to be this, you know, sadistic and morbid. But he was never identified. The person was never identified, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was copycats, because the name of Jack the Ripper actually came into being because the victim's organs were missing, and they said that the killer seemed to have like a surgical experience. So they were looking at doctors, and who's to say this person wasn't like a son of a doctor, or, you know, a person who was a friend of a doctor or was in training to be a doctor. But there are so many theories, exactly. But you'd have to be, yeah, I mean, like I look at it as, okay, what is the purpose of removing those organs, especially with the female prostitutes? Because I feel like he may have felt like he was a savior, if you want to put it that way. He was probably in his little mind thinking he was doing them a favor and setting them free from what they were doing. So this was like, you know, we go back to 1888 to 1891 with Jack the Ripper. Okay, now I don't know whether anyone has heard of Louis Gravito, or Garavito, I should say. He was called the Beast. He has had probably the most counts of murder. He was dubbed the La Bestia, or the Beast, and he was a Colombian, probably one of the world's worst serial killers, they say. Confessed to the torture, rape, and murder of 147 boys, young boys, and he also confessed to over 300. This is a staggering amount of numbers that when you think about it, you know, he was found guilty on 139 counts, but they said this should amount to 1,853 years of imprisonment. But in their law in Colombia, it only limits them to 30 years. I mean, can you believe it? This guy shouldn't even have the benefit of 30 years. He should be castrated. He should be left in a cell that is exposed to all the elements, he shouldn't be, any person who does that to another human being, they should be in a cell that has, you know, exposure to the heat, to the rain, to everything. I mean, they shouldn't have the right to even be privileged to have shelter, let alone 3 meals a day. So he was sentenced in 1999, and he will be released earlier for cooperation and good behaviour. Can you believe it? It is a joke. The law, as they say, is an ass. Then we have the sorcerer. His name is Ahmed Saruji. He was a cattle breeder from Indonesia. He admitted to killing 42 girls and women between 1986 and 1997. And as a part of his ritual, he used to bury them waist deep. And these bodies were found in sugarcane fields with their heads facing his house. And he believed that would give him more power. So he was sentenced to death by a firing squad in 2008. Good. What a horrible, evil person. So then we have the chessboard killer. I don't know whether anyone's heard of him. Alexander Pichushkin. I think I've pronounced the name right. He was known as the chessboard killer and the Bitzer Park maniac. His targets were homeless men, He lured them to his house with vodka. What is it with vodka and homeless people? Anyway, he had killed 49 people, and most of them, he actually, when I think about it, he used the hammer, and he smashed their skulls with the hammer repeatedly until they were dead. So you can imagine it. One blow with the hammer didn't kill them. It was several blows, and just the thought of just bang, bang. And how can a person, I mean, if you hit a nail with a hammer, you can feel it resonating through the handle. So you can imagine that person would have felt the skull resonating through the handle of that hammer and the hammerhead. And yet he continued in a frenzy, went into a frenzy. So he inserted the vodka bottle in the skull. So where there was a hole, he actually inserted the vodka bottle. And then he said he wanted to complete the number of squares on a chessboard. So to kill 64 people was his goal. So it's believed that he was in competition with another Russian serial killer. His name was Andrei Chikatilo. He was actually convicted in 1992 for 53 killings, and it was the very same year Alexander started killing. So this is what a crazy world we live in. And people say they're scared of the paranormal. My God, if they could only look around them. You don't know who your neighbors are. You don't know who are watching your children. I mean, it's horror. It's absolutely horrific. Only today I saw a ad that popped up, and it was in one of the news reports it was through Twitter, and it had this woman who was fired, thank God, for beating and trying to strangle this poor guy, a young guy who was in a nursing home because of, being disabled and everything. So, I mean, there's sadistic people out there, and they don't have to be serial killers. They're unhinged, absolutely unhinged. So it makes you wonder what psychological things are going on. Are some of these people possessed, perhaps? Are they, do they have some, it'd be interesting to see if anyone has actually spoke in tongues or, stated that they've got someone telling them what to do. Who knows? The butcher, I don't know whether you've heard of him, Andrei Chikatilo. This is the one that I was just talking about. He was in competition. He was from Rostov, and he said, when I used my knife, it brought psychological relief. He says, I know I have to be destroyed. I was a mistake of nature. You got that right, buddy. He was responsible for sexually assaulting, killing, and mutilating 53 women and children between 1978 and 1990 in Russia. After being captured in 92, he was ordered to be killed by a firing squad in 1994. And you know what? That's too quick, in my opinion. It is too quick. I think these people should have a long, slow death. Honestly, I know it sounds very sadistic of me, and it's probably no better than them by saying this, but seriously, for what they did to these people, it is just disgusting. It's disgusting. I can't even find the words, but moving on. The Angel of Death, Charles Edmund Cullen. Cullen was a nurse. He worked in many hospitals. We actually had one out here. He was working in nursing homes and was actually killing a lot of the patients. He even set fire to the nursing home that he worked in and stood watching as the fire brigade came and everything like that, and even participated in trying to help, yet he was the one behind it all. Amazing. So he kept switching jobs, this Charles Edwin Cullen, and he was fired for suspicious behaviour from many of them. So he also confessed to murdering 40 elderly patients in New Jersey. This was between 1984 and 2003. And he did this by poisoning his patients to death, and it was unprescribed medication he was giving them. He stated he wanted to relieve the patients from their suffering more like an angel would. So the experts actually said he had more than 300 victims. 300. And he's been imprisoned for life. Now we come to the trash bag killer. All these fancy nicknames and everything. His name's Patrick Wayne Kearney, and he was called the trash bag killer. He operated between 1975 and 77. He had a high IQ. As I mentioned, some of them are very smart. And once he was captured, he actually confessed to 32 murders of homosexual men. He would dump their bodies along California highways and wrap them in trash bags. And this is where he got his name. He was convicted of 21 murders and sentenced to life because of his confession. So there you go. Terrible. I can actually recall a couple of years back, there was a case, and I don't know whether anyone is from Sydney, but going towards the Newcastle area, there was several vehicles that, along this highway, it is very fast and cars are moving very rapidly. Someone hit a man. He, for some reason, got out of this car. I don't know whether he was a passenger or something. Got out of this car, got hit by first of all, a truck. Then there were other cars that hit him. By the time they discovered his body, he was in pieces. He was literally in pieces. You know what happens when an animal is repeatedly run over and their body is compressed to the ground. This is what happened to this guy. Can you imagine being one of those people that, after reading that, oh my God, I was driving along that highway. That would be awful. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of, I had to go out that way once when I was doing face-to-face readings, and I didn't get home till after midnight because people just kept coming. It started off being like, I think 3 or 4 people, and then just one person after another kept coming and wanting readings. So I got out of there quite late. Honestly, the number of souls along that highway, I would say, just you lose count. You see the shadows, you see the figures moving across the road, and these are actually like very dark shadow people moving around that highway, and it's really very, very haunted. I haven't heard other stories by other people or anything, but my own experience, my God, I was driving so cautiously because some of them were that clear in appearance. I wasn't sure whether they were real people. And this was like really early in the morning, no other vehicles basically around, occasional trucks and everything flying by at 100 miles or more an hour. And there were these, it was like so weird. At one point, I was going under like 20 kilometers under the speed limit because I was very cautious, and being that late, I was tired and, you know, didn't want to fall asleep at the wheel, but I didn't want to pull over because I didn't know what type of souls were around there. And there, at one point there, as I'm driving, I could see this man. He was crouched down in the island between, because you've got one road going this way and I was on this way, like going towards Parramatta City. And hello, Catherine. And next minute he got up. It was like he was in a crouched position, got up and darted right in front of my car. And I swear to God, may God strike me dead, I swerved the car thinking I was going to hit this guy because he was that close to me. And then I sort of like pulled up to see if he was okay, and he was gone. There was nobody. So it was obviously a spirit, but he didn't stay to talk to me or anything like that. So it was quite, you know, an experience for me. And at first, because of my age and everything and being so late, I'm thinking, is my, you know, are my eyes playing tricks on me? Because you know what it's like when you're tired and you're driving, you know. But I just, something told me, do not stop, just keep going, put the music up, you know, pull into a service station along the road, get a coffee or something, just, you know, keep going. I just could not stop for very long on that road. That was like the only time I pulled over, and I wasn't going to hang around because I just felt really weird, really, really weird. So there's a lot of, I feel like a lot of lost souls in that area. So anyway, moving on, the BTK murderer, his name's Dennis Rader. Between 1974 and 91, Dennis Rader, he murdered 10 people in Wichita, in Kansas. He even sent letters to police, like getting them to, taunting them, if you want to put it that way, trying to get attention and like waving it under their nose type of thing. He went under the alias BTK, which stood for blind, torture, kill. Was it blind or bind? Bind, torture, kill. His technique was to stalk his victims before breaking into their homes. He bound their limbs, then he strangled them. He disappeared in 1988, but he appeared again in 2005. So this is like a recent fellow. He sent a floppy disk to the press, and this actually helped in tracing him. So he confessed to his crimes, and he's currently serving 10 consecutive life sentences, with the earliest release February 2180. February 26, 2180. Yeah, that was horrible, Caroline. Now we have the acid bath murderer. I mean, what is it with these people? They're so inventive. Acid bath, you know, that type of thing. I have discovered, Chris told me, in your room, referring to this room, you've got a little visitor. And I said, oh, have I? He said, yes, a little furry visitor. A bloody mouse in here somewhere, and I don't want to use a mouse trap, so I can hear. As long as it doesn't crawl on me, I'll be okay. So like, this should be an interesting live stream if I see. Oh, so yeah, it may even be it may be a rat. Don't say that. All right, so John George Haigh, he was the acid bath murderer. He's known as the acid bath murderer because in 1940s he actually murdered 6 people, and he put their bodies in acid. When you think about it, it's quite a smart way of disposing of a body. But he was a professional con man. He hired wealthy people. He charmed and deceived, like he was very deceptive. He lured them into a warehouse. He shot them. He then dissolved their bodies in sulfuric acid, and he forged papers to sell all their possessions and collect their life savings. And he was sentenced to death and hanged in 1949. Please don't come out. I don't want to see you. Okay. Now we've heard of the Casanova killer. What's this? High order. She's propped up now in bed. She never misses a shift in decades, but she really isn't great. Oh. Tell her to take it easy. Bugger work. It'll always be there. She needs to look after herself. Okay. We've got the Casanova killer. His name's Paul Knowles. He used to charm his victims in making them believe him in, that he was a something he wasn't, basically. He killed them. There were a total of 18 people. I'm trying to read my notes. There could be more in total. His victims also included men, women, and children. And a man from Florida was eventually killed by an FBI agent in 1974 when he was trying to escape. So there you go. He was also a bit of a suave-looking character. Now we have William Bonin. Bonehead. William Bonin, the freeway killer. He was known as the freeway killer between 1979 and 1980. Why don't they just say 1 year? He raped, tortured, murdered at least 21 young men. He would dump their bodies along freeways in South California. They love the freeways, don't they? And after being convicted for 14 of his killings, he was executed by lethal injection. That's too good, in my opinion. In 1996, he was very sadistic, and he was still seen during his prison sentences to correspond with many of his victims' families about how their children reacted to the torture. I mean, what type of prison officials would even allow that kind of contact? I mean, that's where they were wrong in allowing this, because can you imagine getting some mongrel out there killing one of your own and them sending you letters telling you of the way that they suffered and what they, the begging and everything like that. And, oh, honestly, and that lethal injection is just too quick. Again, an easy way out for such a horrible person. And now we have a woman called the Monster. Charlize Theron actually played her. You might recall the story of Aileen Wuornos. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She was working as a prostitute. She killed 7 men in Florida for their money, and she confessed to shooting them, claiming all of them had raped or attempted to rape her. And she died in 1992 by lethal injection. Again, a very sadistic person. But if you saw that movie with Charlize Theron, I think that's how you pronounce her name, Charlize Theron. She did a brilliant job. She didn't look like herself. You know, she's a gorgeous woman, and she looked like this horrible woman. She was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Opened my eyes to the kind of actress that she is. She can take on many different personalities, and she plays terrific roles. Now we have the Milwaukee Cannibal, another good-looking guy. I mean, drop dead gorgeous has a new meaning with Jeffrey Dahmer. He was responsible for dismembering 17 men and boys between 1978 and 1999. He indulged in necrophilia, cooking body parts of his victims, eating them, and eventually caught after a prospective victim managed to overpower him. He was sentenced to 15 terms of life imprisonment in 1992, but he was actually beaten to death by a fellow prisoner at Columbia Correctional Institution 2 years later. Too easy a way out. Gacy, we've heard of the Burial King, John Wayne Gacy. What a creepy looking character this one is. He was working between 1972 and 78 in Chicago, Illinois. He sexually assaulted and murdered 33 teenage boys and young men. He would actually lure his victims to his home with a promise of work and money, and he then murdered them by strangulation using a tourniquet. I'm not sure what a tourniquet is. Someone can probably look it up and tell me. I didn't think to even look it up. He buried 26 of his victims in crawl space under his house, and later disposed of the bodies in a plain, the Des Plaines River. He was convicted for 33 murders. He was sentenced to death, and he spent 14 years on death row before he was executed by lethal injection. This was May 10, 1994. What's that for? Been some physical reason, but might be spiritual too. Okay. Okay, moving on. Oh, gosh. Tommy Len Sells, the brutal Texan. Tommy Lynn Sells, he was most dangerous. He was considered the most dangerous Texan in history. And he claimed to have killed, it's like they brag. I killed 70 people, he says. He brutally murdered them, and this went on his rant between 1985 and 1999. This also included stabbing a 13-year-old girl 16 times. He broke into the bedroom of a 10-year-old girl. He stabbed her and left her to die. It's got here, despite her injuries, she managed to survive and gave a detailed description of Sells to the police. He was sentenced to death and remains on death row in a high-security prison in Texas. What a mongrel, honestly. Bloody mongrel. Then we have Pedro Rodriguez, what is it? Filho? He is a Brazilian maniac. And he was not a bad-looking guy. He was arrested in 1973. He was later convicted in 2003 for the murder of at least 71 people. And they don't do it in halves, do they? It's like it's got to be up there over 50. And so he was sentenced to 128 years imprisonment. He was only 14 when he made his first killing. They say that he wreaked havoc on local drug dealers in revenge for his girlfriend's killing while he was imprisoned. He also executed his own father. He was also serving time for murder. He went on to kill another 47 inmates while imprisoned. And he continued killing because he wanted his sentence to be increased by 400 years. Go figure. Now, from that list, I mean, how many did I take down? 20. 20 sick, twisted individuals who, for whatever their purpose or reason, took innocent lives of people and did atrocious things to them, and they got off lightly. In my opinion, they got off lightly. Having a lethal injection, being hung, being, shot, that type of thing, they got off lightly. And it is disgusting that the law can allow these people to more or less make a mockery of the system completely, to do this to people and only get these types of sentences. They should be enduring the worst conditions, the worst imaginable conditions that you wouldn't even put an animal in, because you can't call them animals because animals wouldn't do that, in my opinion. But I wonder how many of them may had demonic influence. How many through this also may had been connecting with the devil, that type of thing. I mean, there's a lot of things we don't hear about, and this is what worries me also. And I'll be honest, with some people that are calling out to the devil and stuff like that in spirit box sessions, and so on. It may seem like fun. It may seem like you're getting attention and people are oohing and ahhing and everything like that, but you don't know what these lower energies could make you do, that they could influence you to do. And I'm not saying, these people who are doing that are going to go out and go on a murdering spree, but if they affect the mind enough and they can cause a person to believe that, their family are going to kill them or that type of thing, then they could very well decide to kill somebody, and they would be justified in their own mind for doing such things because they would be under the impression it's them or me. So just be careful, when you're doing these things, if you're calling out to the devil or that type of thing, because you really don't know. Nobody, no matter how strong or intellectual a person is, nobody can say, I know how to handle the devil, because he's much stronger than you. You are like a little ant to him. He can just squash you in a matter of a second, and nothing you can do is going to stop that if he's got that intent. So just be very careful. So what we're going to do, as I said, we're going to do a spirit box session and try and get some information on, let's see, what have we got here in the chat? What are we talking about here? The Night Stalker claimed to have talked to the devil. Yeah. That's it. And you just don't know how many others as well. So, you know, bear in mind when you're doing things, if you're calling out to the devil, you might just get him, and you might not know how to deal with that. So I'm going to use the Andy's box, number 63, and I'm going to ask Spirit to communicate with me. I don't want to call through any of the serial killers, but I want to know about their souls. And what was that? I don't know whether anyone could hear him. Can you talk up a bit more, Chris? Let's see if I can turn it up. What were you saying? Okay, well, I'll go on with this then. All right, so if there's any spirits out there, I want to try and ask you in relation to, let's find one that we, okay. Let's go with Jack the Ripper. Let's try and find out about Jack the Ripper. Bear with me. Okay. So let's try and find out a name. What I was going to do with Order, if he was going to go on today, I was going to actually have him do a spirit box and myself do the spirit box and compare notes of what we get. But we can do that another time anyway. So what I'm going to do is ask Spirit, can you tell me, Spirit, was there only one Jack the Ripper? So let's turn this on. Was there only one Jack the Ripper, Spirit? Okay, so I'm going to turn it on. Spirit, can you use this device and talk through it? Okay, so we've got radio. Spirit, tell me, was there only one Jack the Ripper? One. Was there one? Were there any copycats? Were there any copycats of Jack the Ripper, Spirit? I thought I heard yes. Can you say Jack the Ripper? Okay, Spirit, can you use this? Can you say Jack the Ripper? Looking up for that mouse. Can you say Jack the Ripper? Jack the Ripper. I don't know whether you heard that. Okay, Spirit. What is Jack the Ripper's real name? Now, if you hear anything, write it up there, because these things often disorientate me. What is Jack the Ripper's real name? No, I'm just looking around for the mouse. There's no tapping. Don't jinx me. Spirit, can you please tell me what is the name of Jack the Ripper? Who was talking just then? Me, Karen? Who's me? Bye, Catherine. No, not rats. Don't say rats. Chris said it's a mouse. Spirit, is it a mouse or a rat in this room? Is it a mouse or a rat? I'm not sure if they're saying. All right. Who was Jack the Ripper, Spirit? What was Jack the Ripper's first name? You never know, Tara? What the? What is the name of the murderer, Jack the Ripper? What is his real name or her real name? What is Jack the Ripper's real name? What is Jack the Ripper's real name? Use this to communicate. Push it. I've got to speed this up. Salt and pepper's here. What is Jack the Ripper's real name, Spirit? I'm not sure whether they said it or not. I thought I heard Sam at one point. Spirit, what is Jack the Ripper's real name? Oh. See, I'm having those silica tablets. My nails are growing crazy. I've already cut them twice. Okay, I'll turn this one off because for the life of me, I couldn't understand a word coming through that. And what I'll do is I'll use the PSB 11 and we'll turn this one on. This is the on button. And so I'm going to ask Spirit, can you please speak through this? I'll put this forward and this reverse. Spirit, what is Jack the Ripper's real name? And as you can see, it's at 50. So I don't know whether you can see that light. Hang on. Okay, so on here, that's see if you can focus. See, this camera is useless for focusing. Is it going? There we go. So 50 is the speed. I'm not sure if it's 100 lit up as well. Okay. Oh no, it's just the light. Okay. So Spirit, can you please tell me what is the real name of Jack the Ripper? What is the name of Jack the Ripper? Say it clearly, Spirit, please. These are good. These come with the little thing you can lie them down. Let's change the sweep. So we've got the sweep changed on this side, and I've got that at the 200. And then I've got to go in there. Let's do focus. Spirit, what is the name of Jack the Ripper? Okay. Now this function thing here, this changes it. So we've got one, or that side, or both. And here, that is, I think that's AM, and that's on 50. You see how fast it's going. Circus. Spirit, can you hear me? Let's put that one. Spirit, can you hear me? Can you say yes? You can hear me? Can you please tell me? Firstly, I need you to validate that you're here by saying, I'm here. Can you say, I'm here? Can you say, I'm here? I don't know why it's not focusing on this damn thing. Yes, I hear you. Who said Karen? Now look at the speed, everyone. 50 milliseconds. Spirit, can you say, I'm here? Can you tell me, are you able to tell me the name of Jack the Ripper, yes or no? Can you tell me yes or no? Jack Ripper, okay. Can you say Jack the Ripper again, please, Spirit? Can you say Jack the Ripper? Okay, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put the temperature on. Alright. Got it. What is that? Oh, that's the light. Hang on. Okay. Spirit, can you please move that green light this side if you can tell me the name of Jack the Ripper? Can you move it to where I pointed on this side if you can tell me the name of Jack the Ripper? If you can't, move the green light to the other side. Okay. Okay, Spirit, can you move that green light, please? Either to a plus or a minus. Can you move it to a plus or a minus? Minus for no and plus for yes. Okay, so yes. So you can tell us the name of Jack the Ripper, is that correct? All right. What is the name of Jack the Ripper? What is the name of Jack the Ripper? Is Jack the Ripper a male? If he is, move it to 1 up on the plus. Can you move it to the 2? If Jack the Ripper is male or was male, can you move it to the 2? I'm not sure if this is coming in back to front. I'm going to try and, for some reason. Okay. Spirit. Okay. So he's male. Okay, stop the light flashing. Can you stop the alarm? Okay. Did Jack the Ripper ever get caught and they didn't know it? If he got caught, I want you to move it to the -1 now on the other side. If he got caught and the police were never really aware, okay. So he didn't. Okay, so he never got caught. Wow. Did you see that? Okay. Was Jack the Ripper married? If he was married, I want you to move it to the minus now. If he was married, move it to the minus. If he was married, if Jack the Ripper was a married man, move it to the minus to tell me yes, he was. I want you to go in the opposite direction, Spirit. The temperature. I want you to move it to the opposite direction. Oh, so he wasn't. He wasn't married. Okay. So he was a single man. Is that correct? I heard yep. Did he have children? I think they answered before Did he have children? If he had children, go to +5 again. Did he have children? Show me by lighting up the number, if he had children, of how many children he had between the 1 and the 5. So show me how many children Jack the Ripper had between the 1 and the 5. All right, if he didn't have any children, light it up. Did he have children? Was that a yes? Okay, show me how many children he had. Show me how many girls he had by lighting up one of the numbers. I heard 2. Let's see if we get 2 lit up. Do we get 2 lights? Okay, this is so weird that it's even just going across. Can you show me +2 and +1 lit up as well, just up to 1.1 +2 if he had 2 girls. Okay, why are you doing that? Did he have 2 girls? Did he have 3 girls? Okay, so he had 3 girls. Is that a yes? He was a father, is that right? Okay. Did he treat his children well? Was he a good parent? Did he have contact with his children? Did he have contact, Spirit? Yes or no? No will be next. Okay, so he did. All right. Was he caring for children on his own? Was he caring for children on his own? Okay, I need to test whether or not you're able to light up the other side. Can you light up the minus side, please? Did you just see that? Very faintly lit up. Can you do that again, please, Spirit? Can you light up the minus side? I need to get this all in focus. 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 Okay. Can you light up the minus numbers to confirm that you're influencing this and that they work? No, I want the other side lit up. Can you light up the other side? Look at that blue. What are these blue lights? There's a blue light showing in number 4. What is that? And 3. Spirit, is that your energy? Is that your energy with the +3 and the 4? The blue light. Can you see the blue light? This is incredible. That's how spirit energy looks. Oh my God. It's going. Wow. Look at it. It's peeking through the 3. This is amazing. They're not blue. They're red. They're red lights in here. Why is it blue? Spirit. Can you please show the, oh my God, the blue's going across to the, look, in the minus and the 1 and the 5. Spirit, can you show the -3 a blue light? Can you show in the -3 a blue light? Can you make a blue light appear in the -3? Oh my God, it looks like a face looking through. I swear to God. Look, I'm going to move it up. Spirit, can you make a blue light appear in the 3, in the -3? Make a blue light appear. Were you looking through this? Were you looking through this? I'm going to change the sweep. I'm going to slow the sweep down. All right. Spirit, can you show the minus section lit up? I need the minus section lit up. No, the other side. The other side where my nails are. On this side. This side, please. Oh, wow. Okay. Now, see, they're red lights. There's no blue in there. And there were blue lights showing. Spirit. That's my daughter coming in. Okay. What is it? All right. Spirit, can you please make this side light up? I need you to show me that you can get this side working. No, the other side. The other side, the minus side. The minus side. They keep lighting the cross. Where's the blue lights? I want you to show us the blue lights again. Look, the blue light in the 1, in the -1. Look, 2. Look at 2. The -2. 3. 4. 3. Show me. Oh my God, look at that blue light. Okay. This is crazy. Spirit, show me that blue light again. Now this is live stream. You can't make this. You can't make it happen like this. This is Spirit. Show me that blue light. Show me in the -5 the blue light. Can you show me in the 5? In the -5, can you make a blue light? They did it. They did it. Wow. Okay. So they can actually use it. Now I'm going to put it. Hi, Bumblebee. Caroline, Johnny, Liz, Tara. Can you say Tara, Spirit? Living in Australia rocks. sometimes. Okay. So, Spirit, who is Jack the Ripper? Who's Jack the Ripper? Sorry for scratching my nose. Itchy nose. Who's Jack the Ripper? Can you repeat that, please? Morning, Mary. Hi, Johnny. Spirit, who is Jack the Ripper? Are you going to peek through? Can you say Jack the Ripper, Spirit? My coffee is cold. Can you show me lights on this side, please? I really want to see the lights on this side. I keep seeing them on the plus. Yes, on that side. I want to see them on the other side. Can you peek through it? Can you show me the blue light? Spirit, can you peek through this? Let's see. Okay. Let's fix that. Are you here? Sounds like an episode of Ghost Adventures. What the hell? I just moved the volume. What's going on? No. Okay. Who's doing this? It's weird. Who's doing this? Who's doing this? It's weird. Can you help me? Who is this? You want to talk to me? Wow. What's your name? Yes, you can talk to me. You're really affecting my radio. Why are you affecting it so much? Are you spirit? Yes. Are you connected with any of these ones that I was talking about? Are you connected with any of these serial killers? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. What is your name? Who are you known as? Steve? Stephen? I didn't see a Steve on my list. What? Did you murder people, did you? 9? Did you hear that? 9. Okay. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Did you say England? Can you repeat it? Can you please tell me, were you on the list that I read out? The 9th? Did you say the 9th? Which one? Were you on the list? Yes or no? Who was number 9? Number 9 was Andre Chikatilo, the butcher. Yes. Are you a victim? Are there any... Okay, I'm a bit confused. Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? Say your name, please. Louise. Louise, are you a victim? Hello? Oh my God. Do we have any of the victims of the people I read out? Stephen, How did you die? How did you die? I'm moving it up to a slower speed. I might go reverse on this one. Can you say Stephen again? Is your name Stephen? You heard sacrificed. The bushes. Wow, this is so weird. I've never heard it sound like this. How many are present? How many are present using this? 12. Can you repeat that, please? I can't feel anyone here. Angels. All right, Spirit, I'm going to turn this to aerial off because the aerial's on, I just noticed. Now, can you talk with the aerial off? And if you have a look, that says aerial off. I'll try and get it to focus. Focus. All right, so the antenna is off. Spirit, can you say your name? It sounds the same with the aerial off. You're dead. Okay, I hear you. Hello? Now the aerial's off. Just to prove that you're communicating through this, can you say hello? Yes, dear. Can you say hello? I need you to say hello. Okay. Now there's no aerial. The aerial's off. And there's voices coming through. Okay. So, Spirit, can you tell me, if I put this on, will you make those blue lights appear inside here? Is that a yes? Okay. Oh, wow. This is so weird. Look at this. Why? I'm going to try this. I'm going to try it with the FM. That is so far out. That's so weird. And I'm going to turn that. Now, if the same spirit can come through on this, then we know that you're communicating okay. So I've changed it now to FM. Had to think then. And if you can use this to communicate as you did on AM, then we'll know that you're doing this intentionally. It's not pareidolia. And the aerial is still off. So we get that in focus. So you'll be able to see. I keep saying aerial and it's an antenna. So you can see it's off. The red light is off. If I move that, you'll see a green light, which indicates that the aerial is on. Okay, so I'm going to turn the aerial off. So it's off. Okay, you got an EVP saying love you. Oh, did you? Okay. Hi, Pugster. So, Spirit, if I put this up near the camera, will you show those blue lights in here? Let's see. Look at that. Straight away, look. Can you show the blue lights on? Oh, I was just about to say the -5. Look at this. Spirit, peek through and show that blue light. If you look, it looks like a face. Wow. What is that? What is that? Spirity, can you make that blue light appear again in the -4? Where it says -4, can you make a blue light appear? On the -4, can you make a blue light appear? Can you say 4? I want to see in -4 a blue light. And then I'll ask you a few more questions. Can you hear me okay? Where are you located, Spirit? Everywhere. Can you repeat that? Where are you located? Before. Where are you located? Oh, bye, Liz. Janice. Diesel. Well, who else? Okay, it's very quiet. You know what? I might grab. I'm going to turn this off, Spirit. I'm going to grab a fresh battery just in case. Put that there for a moment. Just grab that off the table. I'm going to put a fresh battery in because I want to make sure that it's not a, I want to do like a process of elimination. What's that? Oh, Bye, Liz. Thank you for joining. Those that are leaving, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Okay, so this is where the battery is, and it's a 9-volt. So just take that out. And this is a Gary Golker production. What's this? Oh, come off. These 9-volt things, sometimes they really get stuck. Why isn't that coming off? Bear with me. This is so weird. So I don't want to put too hard. They're so finicky, these things, sometimes. All right, so it's got to go. We'll see how a fresh battery goes. Make sure that mouse. If you see me get attacked by a mouse, you'll know it's a mouse, not a rat. Where is that? There it is. All right. So I've put a fresh 9-volt battery. I'm just going to do the thing up. Sort of working in semi-dark here. All right, so here is our spirit box, the PSB 11 switched off. Yes, Mary's got a good ear. Okay, so okay, I just put a fresh battery in. Okay, weird. Okay, is it? Completely drained. Okay, let me take that one off. And I'll grab another one. Fresh batteries. The Energizer. Okay. Let's see. Maybe it was just a dud battery. You sometimes get those. What's this? Okay, so there's another one. Is this one going to? Yep, this one works. Must have been a dud battery. Nothing paranormal. But where is the sound? Okay. Answer my question. Where is the sound? All right, so let's just put this back on. All right, so we've got. Where's the sound? I can't believe it. I've got lights and I've got no sound. Look, that's volume. Where's the volume? Up. Yeah. volume up. Here's the volume. Let me just try and show you. God, focus. All right, volume. All right. That is so weird. Yeah, I'm not even sleeping. All right. I'm going to leave it off sleep. See, these lights are not here on. It's not sleeping. Can you say hello? Who's here? Who's here? So these bits here, if they're lit up, they're sweeping. I'll show you. So I've got that. Now you hear it sweeping. All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So quiet. Can you hear me? All right. You hear me? You hear me? Yes. Who is Jack the Ripper? What is Jack the Ripper's real name? What is Jack the Ripper's real name? Look at the aerial. Did you say Nick? Nick? Antenna is off. What is Jack the Ripper's real name? Nick. What is his last name? Nick. I keep hearing Nick. All right. Now, can you make the minus numbers light up? Can you make the minus numbers light up, Spirit? Okay, we've got, stop that, please. Stop it. Stop it. Can you stop it? Oh my God, that's... Spirit, can you show me that blue light in the minus numbers, please? There we go. Look, 5 minus with the blue light. Can you make that blue light appear again in the minus 5? Can you show me that blue light again? All right, now Spirit, use the plus numbers for yes and the minus numbers for no. Can you tell me, just to verify, do you know the real name of Jack the Ripper? I heard yes. Can you show me by lighting up the plus numbers for yes or the minus numbers for no? Okay, we've got yes. Okay. Can you tell me the name of Jack the Ripper? Who is he or she? Is it male? Is that male? I hear yes. To confirm, is he a father? Did you say 4? Show me 4. Did you say 4 kids? Show me the blue light, please. I want to see that blue light. Yes, Spirit. Could you make the blue light appear? Show me that blue light, please, Spirit. What number is the blue light appearing on? What number is the blue light appearing on, Spirit? They said 2. Is that blue light you? Can you make it appear on a 3? can you make the blue light appear on 3, please, Spirit? Can you make it appear on 3? Wow. All right. You want me to stop? Block this? No. Block this. What is that? It was so bright. 2 and 3. Stop. Block this. I'm not sure what you're saying. Let's stop. Was that something you heard, was it? I feel like they were communicating from another place, not here. No, my spirit guides wouldn't block them. Probably. I couldn't hear it though. I could hear this noise. I was more fascinated with the fact that they could make where red lights appear and green, the color blue. Awesome. I've never seen it go blue there, unless I'm just never noticing these things and should pay a little bit more attention. What I might do is try this, since we were getting them using the temperature. We'll go on this now. It's 20.8. Hello, strawberry wine. 21.3. Now, Spirit, can you make one of those zeros turn into a 1 if you can confirm the name Nick for Jack the Ripper? If Jack the Ripper's name or first name is Nick, can you please make one of those zeros turn into a 1? Not sure if that's turning up. Oh, why is it so red? That's weird. Spirit, can you make one of those zeros change? Even if it's the one near the edge. Grab a coffee. All right. I think I'll put this one away. This one has actually mucked up on me a few times. No, I think it's that bit that might need replacing, to be honest. Okay, so we'll go with the PSB7. And we'll see if we can get, let me have a look here. All right. Let me see. Spirit, can you tell me? You're here? Okay. Not here, if you're able to communicate. Can you tell me how many people is Ted Bundy responsible for killing? Now it says 30 women. Did Ted Bundy kill 30 or more? 40? How many did Ted Bundy kill? I don't know whether Chris was having me on. Chris, are you having me on about this being a mouse in here? Are you having a lend of me? Oh my God, the cat walks in. Okay. All right. So how many is Ted Bundy responsible for murdering? How many did Ted Bundy murder? There's no tapping noises. It's this. Rat bags. How? Yeah, he does bring me gifts from time to time of mice and rats and anyway, the cat. How many is Ted Bundy responsible for killing? How many is he responsible for killing? You might be hearing my the vapor thing, you know, where you've got like the not steam, but the diffuser. Is there a mouse in here, Spirit? There's a cat. Okay. Is there a mouse in here? Yes or no? I don't know. All right. Can we go back to questions? Long day. How many did Ted Bundy kill? All right. Who is the Zodiac Killer? Do you know the Zodiac Killer's name? Do you know the Zodiac Killer's name? What is his name? Who is the Zodiac Killer? Is he still alive? Yes. How many did the Zodiac Killer kill? No, he killed more. Oh, you heard him say 23. Right. Ted Bundy said to have confessed to killing 30 women. Who is the Zodiac Killer? What's his name? What's his name? What is the Zodiac Killer's name? So he's still alive? Yes or no? I don't think I'm going to get anything from this. Does anyone want to communicate from the other side using this spirit box from wherever you are? I think I've just confirmed they don't want to talk. No one here. No one here. I know no one's here. They're on another part of the other side, aren't you? Whereabouts are you communicating from, Spirit? Where are you communicating from? It's that who killed Abigail Williams and Liberty German on the bridge? Spirit, who killed Abigail Williams? And Liberty German on a bridge? You heard of that? The bridge? Who killed Abigail Williams and Liberty German? Is it the same person or two? I don't know why I'm being shown rope. Rope. Spirit, who killed Abigail Williams and Liberty German? Spirit, can you use this to communicate? Who killed Abigail Williams and Liberty German? Jim. I'm seeing India. India? What's India? Who is this? Who are these people? Mary? Is this a recent thing? Can you, Spirit, if you're here, can you say Abigail? I heard Abigail. February. We're getting poked. February. But why? It can't be. It can't be this February. No one. Okay. Indian. What's Indian got to do with anything? Two teenage girls were hiking last fall, were lured to their deaths via Snapchat. Oh my God. Get down there. Wow. Spirit, can I speak with one of the girls, Abigail Williams or Liberty German? Can I speak to Abigail Williams or Liberty German? They're not here. What happened? Who is this person? What's their first name? Do you know any? I've not heard about this, so it mustn't be here. Where did this happen? Spirit, where did this happen? Oh my God, did you hear that? I just heard stupid. Abigail Williams or Liberty German. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm getting told plug this in. This one. All right. So Spirit, who am I talking to? You pray for me. Okay. Abigail Williams or Liberty German? Abigail Williams or Liberty German, are you present? What's your name? If you talk through here, that's the mic. This bit. What is your name? What's your name? I think I have to, hang on. I changed the setting on this, so it's not really sweeping that fast. So I'm going to just open this and adjust it because I feel like someone's trying to communicate, but I'm not getting anything that I can say is tangible through that. So I'm just going to fiddle around with this. All right. Spirit, tell me when this is right. Is it right? Yes. Okay. These things are so finicky. Right. Spirit, are you present? So you can hear some music. Can you hear me through this? Can you talk? Can you talk? I've got to try and eliminate that music. Help. All right. Abigail Williams or Liberty German? Is any or either of you here? If so, say yes. Abigail Williams or Liberty German? Abigail Williams or Liberty German? How did you meet the person who killed you? What happened? You fell? I heard we fell. Or I fell. Who fell? Who fell? What's your name? Talk through this. Is this Abigail? Liberty German or Abigail Williams? Can you talk through what I'm holding, please? Were you forced to cross a river or were you trying to run? Something about what is the man's name? Is it a man or a young male? Robbers. Did they take something off you? I'm dead. Okay. Spirit, who am I speaking with through this? Say your name. Run away. How appropriate. You're saying running across the river. Okay. So you were running away. I lost my life. Okay. What an appropriate song. So weird. Are you hearing these things coming through? Because I'm not, Mary. I'm not hearing a large man. Was there a large man? Was there a large man, Spirit? Yes or no? Tainted love. All right. I think that's pareidolia. Okay. Abigail Williams or Liberty German? Who is present? Hey, moron. Who killed Abigail Williams and Liberty German? No, I didn't hear devil. I think we've got pareidolia here. Can I hear from Abigail Williams or Liberty German? Let's turn it up a bit. Abigail Williams, are you present? Abigail Williams. Can I hear from Abigail Williams? Abigail Williams, are you present? Are you able to communicate? Who am I talking to? I think they were murdered in Indiana. Okay. Spirit, when I saw India, were you referring to Indiana? Got some feedback. Spirit, were you referring to Indiana? Is that a yes or a no? Yes. Are you the only two people this person has killed? Were you the only two, or have there been others? Have there been others? Have others died at this person's hands? Not sure if I'm getting it. Who is this? I heard Abigail. Is this Abigail? What happened to you? What happened to you? If this is Abigail, oh, what was her last name? Let's scroll back up again. What was Abigail's last name? Spirit, what was Abigail's last name? Oh, there it is. Williams. Abigail Williams. Visitor? Okay. Abigail Williams, are you present? Or Liberty? Abigail Williams, are you present? How old are you, Abigail? USFM? Okay, that's radio. All right, Abigail Williams, are you present? Yes or no? Abigail Williams, are you present? I think this needs proper tuning. I'm going to try something. I feel like someone was saying Abigail, but then again, it could be just pareidolia. So I'm going to try this. Even though this doesn't work, I'm going to do it manually on the black box. All right, Spirit. Is Abigail Williams able to connect through this? Abigail Williams, are you able to connect? Can you say your name? Abigail Williams, can you hear me? Abigail Williams, can you hear me?
Great.
I have no idea. Is that even a radio station, USFM? It's not possible. Abigail Williams. Abigail Williams, are you here? Put your hands. How did you die? Who is your friend with you? Abigail, who is responsible for your passing? Who is responsible for your passing? What nationality is he? Were you running away from this person? Yeah. Is this the first time they've done this? I don't know why you keep hearing devil, Basil. I don't hear devil. Okay. Abigail, if you can hear me, can you use this to say your name? Hello. Are you Abigail? What is the name of the person you met? Peter? I think you've got devil on the brain, Basil. I don't hear it. I don't hear it. Abigail, why did you go and meet this person? Can you say the name of one of your parents? How old were you? $13. Spirit, who is responsible? Have they been caught? What's to do with the bus? See a bus. Is that a bus? Did you take a bus? There's nothing. Who's sad? Dad. Her mother. How old was your friend? How old is he? What does he look like? What color hair? Blonde? So he's Caucasian? A white person? Can you repeat your name, please? Okay, I'll turn this off now. I'm getting so tired. Okay. Well, that was interesting. I haven't heard of these people. What's in the bottle? Okay. It's liquor? Okay. All right. Well, I'll probably have to listen back to that because when I don't feel I've got any new spirits around me in this room. So obviously anything that was coming through, I feel a lot of it was pareidolia, radio, and there may have been some intimate interjecting from spirit. Who knows? But I'll have to listen back to that, because with the spirit box, I don't know. I don't feel like they were here. But it was so weird. I just kept seeing images of what looked like Indian, but you're saying Indiana. So I don't know. I haven't heard of it. I don't watch TV. I do occasionally see the news reports when they pop up on Facebook's wall, but or Twitter's wall, but that's about it. I haven't heard of these people. You have cheap earbuds. You probably need to listen properly with, like use the slider to sort of like replay certain sections of that to be able to hear it. Well, it's only 2 p.m. Friday here. Well, here it is almost 1 a.m. in the morning, and I've got to give blood tomorrow or today. So I think I'm going to call it quits. Have a good sleep, because I feel like my eyes are just hanging out of my head at the moment. I'm so tired. So thanks for joining me. If anyone wants to annotate it, feel free to. But, I didn't hear devil. And no offense, Beazle, but I prefer things, regarding the devil not be even mentioned on my live streams. If you're hearing that, maybe it's something your end, but I certainly don't have a devil here. I've got a mouse, I think, but no devil, unless it's a little devil, probably a little pitchfork mouse with a pointy tail. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm so tired, and I send out everyone, please say a prayer for Natalie. They're going through a hard time, obviously, and it's not fair. It's not fair. She's a young mother and little baby needs her. So let's all just say a prayer for her when we get off this live stream, and hope that we can put the best, put her in the hands of angels and ask they intervene and do something. So anyway, I'm going. Thank goodness I've got no readings tomorrow. Oh, it'd kill me. Anyway, I'm going. So you have a great weekend, everybody, and I will catch up with you next Friday. Over and